Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and my crafting studio. Today I'm going to be sharing how I cut a bunch of materials using the Cricut Explore Air 2 machine. So in this video I want to cover a pretty wide variety of materials that I'm going to cut. I want to do a whole pile of Cricut materials that I have here, as well as materials that you can find around your house, maybe like a cereal box or even fabric. I will be sharing what knives I use for each material, as well as the settings I used in Design Space. So if you're working on a project, I hope you find this helpful. Also, if you guys are totally new to Cricut, I did a video a while back covering all the basics you need to know to get started with your Cricut Explore Air 2 machine. I'll add a link for that video somewhere up here. Okay, let's test cut some materials. Before I jump into cutting materials, I just quickly want to go over some basic settings that I use while cutting simple materials. If I'm cutting stuff like cardstock or vinyl, I usually just use the settings that are on the dial, and they do pretty well for me. For materials that are more complicated, like glitter vinyl, felt, leather, and other stuff like that, I usually just leave the dial on custom and look for the specific material on the Cricut cut settings. Cricut always labels their materials, which makes it pretty easy to find in the cut settings. Okay, let's start with felt. I have a few of the Cricut felt samplers, and they come in the cutest colors. There's actually a difference between the Cricut felt and some of the felt that you might find at the craft store. Craft store felt is usually a lot softer and not as stiff, which actually makes it harder for the Cricut machine to cut. Here's some felt that I bought from the craft store. If I scrunch it up, it will actually leave wrinkles, and the gray felt from Cricut, once scrunched up, bounces right back into place. Okay, so I'm first going to try cutting some purple Cricut felt. For felt, I'm using the strong grip mat, and I'm also making sure to tape all the edges. This is to make sure that the felt is more secure while Cricut cuts out the design. For my cut settings, I picked felt, wool, bonded, and also chose the option more before cutting. I actually always choose the option more. My cut settings on the bonded wool felt were 331 pressure and 2x multi-cut, and the fine point blade. I actually pulled out my bonded fabric blade for this. Here's a big secret. This bonded fabric blade is actually the exact same thing as the fine point blade, except it's pink, to help you remember to only use it on fabric and not vinyl or paper, so that it stays sharp longer. If you're having a hard time finding pressure settings for your material, here's how easy it is to customize them. Simply choose Browse Materials on the right, then at the bottom left, click on the material settings. Next, find your material and edit the settings by clicking on the Edit button. This is where you can customize your pressure settings and your multi-cut settings. I'm actually super impressed with how clean Cricut cut this felt. The cuts didn't have any fraying edges at all, and the tiny areas that were cut, if you look close at them, they were really clean too. These were actually tiny little lavender petals I cut to make faux lavender. I just used some hot glue and a dry grass stem that I attached them to. Okay, so here's a trick that I picked up over the last year. If your mat becomes dirty, you can simply wipe it down with a non-alcoholic wipe to remove any buildup. I always do this, and once it dries, it's still just as sticky. Okay, so for our next test cut, I wanted to try cutting some felt that I got from the craft store. This felt definitely was a bit more flimsy, and I was curious to see how it would cut. I attached it to the strong grip mat as well and used the same cut settings on this felt. You can see the felt lifting as it was being cut, and once I tried removing it from the mat, it was so frail around the edges that it just kind of all fell apart and tore into pieces. So I didn't want to give up on it just yet. I decided to try some of this heat and bond I picked up at Walmart for a few bucks. This should work as a stabilizer for the back of the fabric. One side of the paper is shiny, which is the side with the glue, and the other side is matte. I cut it down to the same size as my felt and used my iron to attach it shiny side down. Once it cooled off, I removed the backing, which was the paper, and was left with a shiny finish. This was the bonding glue. It's actually not sticky unless you heat it, and this works perfect if you need to make like a patch and attach it to some fabric. I also tried to add some freezer paper to the back of a piece of felt. I've seen this on YouTube on a few videos, and I was just curious to see if it would work. Okay, now I was ready to cut again. I used the same cut settings as before and the same blade. This piece had heat and bond as the backing. It did so well while it was cutting, and the piece on the left had freezer paper, and as you can see, it didn't do so well. The freezer paper did nothing for it. Okay, and here's the final result. Here's how the felt with the heat and bond was cut. I'm definitely super impressed with how detailed the cuts are, and it's still holding solid and not falling apart like before. So I think using the heat and bond for the back is definitely a clear winner. Okay, for our next test cut, I want to try and cut some leather. I'm actually surprised at how thick this Cricut leather is. I wasn't really sure if the Explore Air 2 can cut something this thick, and this is actually real leather. I cut out a small square and applied it to the strong grip mat. I then switched out the blades to make sure that I had the deep point blade in. I found the metallic leather option in my cut settings. The cut instructions on Cricut actually indicated to move all the star wheels to the side. I then cut out my first heart, and even though it looked like it was cutting through, it actually wasn't. I needed to use my scissors to help unattach it. For the next piece, I went into the material settings and changed the cut pressure from 305 to 350. I also chose the option more under pressure before cutting. So these are actually the strongest settings the Explore Air 2 machine can cut. I actually didn't think it cut it through because it didn't like immediately pop off, but once you push it through just a little bit, it pops right out. The edges were a tiny bit fuzzy, but nothing major. I cleaned it up with my scissors a little bit. Overall, I think it does a beautiful job of cutting leather. I then used these little hearts to make some cute hairpins. Okay, so one of my favorite things to work with is definitely wood. Cricut sells these wood veneer sheets in different shades. This is real wood and it's like paper thin. I decided to try and make a bookmark. I made sure I had the deep point blade in and cut my wood to size and attached it to the strong grip mat, taping down the edges. For my cut settings, I searched wood and found the wood veneer. I actually customized the settings on this, and the settings are at 350 cut pressure and 4x on multi-cut. These are my favorite settings, but if the cut pressure is too much and you notice it cutting into your mat a little bit too much, you can lessen the pressure. As it was cutting, I actually noticed some of the letters would come off and be in the way of the knife blade while it was cutting, so I would pause the project and use some tweezers to remove any debris before continuing. And here's how the cuts look. I'm super happy with how this bookmark turned out. The letters are so clean cut. This is such a simple project that could be perfect for gifts or special occasions. Okay, so this next one is the moment we've all been waiting for, or at least I have. I've been wanting to try cutting fabric with my Cricut Explore 2 since the day I first got it. I chose to go with 2 different cotton fabrics that I had around the house. I've seen a few folks use freezer paper on YouTube to cut fabric, so I figured I'd give that a try. I laid the freezer paper shiny side down and ironed it onto the fabric. For this, I pulled out my fabric grip mat and attached a piece of fabric to it, making sure to secure all the edges with tape. So the closest fabric settings I could find to my fabric was the polyester bonded. The cut pressure was 290 and the multi-cut was off. I also made sure to use my fabric blade. So as you guys can see, this first round was a complete fail. The fabric pretty much just got ripped up rather than cut. So next I decided to try cutting the fabric without a backing, just using the same cut settings. The results were pretty much the same. Okay, so for my last attempt, I decided to try and use some heat and bond. I cut a piece off and applied it to the back of the fabric. Once it was cooled off, I removed the paper and I was left with the shiny surface on the back. I then applied it to my fabric grip mat, making sure I taped all the edges. I used the same cut settings, the bonded polyester. This time around, it cut the fabric like a hot knife through butter. The edges were smooth and clean, there was minimal fraying, and best of all, if you need to sew these custom patches onto something, you can iron them on and finish it off by stitching the patches additionally. The glue is also pretty darn strong, in case you're wondering. Next, I decided to try and cut the cereal box that I had around. I also attached it to a strong grip mat and made sure my deep point blade was installed. Under my cut settings, I chose light chipboard. The pressure settings on it was 350 and the multi-cut was on 2x. The cuts actually came out super smooth and the designs popped right off the mat. So there was no frayed edges or anything. These would make such a cute garland that you could like paint with some acrylic paints or something. Okay, for the last material, I decided to risk it and try some regular cardboard. I cut something similar before. I don't know if you remember, I did a video last fall. It was using corrugated cardboard though, so it's a lot thinner than this regular cardboard, and the Cricut Explore cut that one fairly easily. This cardboard is definitely a lot thicker, so I was a bit worried. So again, I attached it to my strong grit mat and taped the sides. In my cut settings, I picked corrugated cardboard. The cut pressure settings were 350 and the multi-cut was off. This was the biggest fail of all. It didn't cut at all. It literally moved like maybe half an inch. The red light started blinking and the machine got jammed. I had to pull the mat and turn the machine on and off to reset it. This can also happen when you are cutting thicker balsa wood if you try or plan on trying that. So just a heads up. And that covers everything I wanted to share in this video. Hopefully this kind of just gives you a rough idea of what the Explore Air 2 can cut. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe for more videos and turn on that notification bell. I will see you all next time. Bye.